Hello everyone, Stan Dane here. I wanted to make this video as an addendum to the first to second evolution series. There were a couple of things I didn't get to and I want to cover them now while I still have my notes readily available and I'm thinking about it. The first item. In my book I talk about researcher Bill Kelly's blog article, The Doors of Perception, Why Oswald is Not Guilty. Bill assumes the second floor lunchroom actually happened, and then he goes on to make a strong case that if Baker glimpsed Oswald through the self-closing door as he testified to the Warren Commission, Oswald could not have just entered through that door from the sixth floor, but he would have had to have been heading to the lunchroom via the passageway from the office area. Bill points out that Roy Truly, who was said to be leading Baker up the stairs, never saw Oswald, and he never saw the self-closing door open as he made his way around the second floor landing on his way to the third floor. So by the time Baker made it to the second floor landing, that door had to be closed. And that door closes quickly. So to repeat, if Baker had actually glimpsed Lee Oswald through the self-closing door, and I think that's highly questionable, but assuming he did, Oswald could not have just passed through it, but he would have had to have been already in that passageway. This means he could not have come down from the sixth floor. This assumes Baker was telling the truth and his November 22, 1963 affidavit was erroneous. Bill puts his faith in Baker being truthful. I think Baker had it right at first, and then he went astray. When considering the totality of the evidence, the first day evidence placing Oswald down in front, Truly's prior statements about seeing Oswald sitting in the second floor lunchroom, leaning on the counter in the second floor lunchroom, standing by the Coke machine in the second floor lunchroom sipping a Coke, not being able to see if Oswald held something in his hand to noticing nothing in either hand, and Baker's affidavit that fails to mention the second floor lunchroom and even fails to mention Lee Oswald by name, even as he said he was looking at him while he was filling out his statement. I have reasonable doubt that there was a second floor lunchroom encounter involving Oswald. You simply have to disregard too many facts for Bill Kelly's scenario to work. And truly he is truly something. Greg Parker once said, "I don't have a scintilla of doubt that Roy Truly was an inside man." I wanted to cover Bill's alternative scenario, just like I covered the first floor via the front stairs scenario in SD12, but I didn't have room for it at the time. I'd like to add here that after my book was published in October 2015, Bill Kelly reached out to me and said he'd review my book if I sent him a copy. I promptly did so. He never acknowledged receipt of the book, and I never heard from him since. To my knowledge, he has not reviewed the book. The second item. In SD4, the Warren Commission story video, I talked about how fast 90 seconds goes. But here I want to use the Secret Service reenactment film in late 1963 to further illustrate this. I attached a countdown timer starting from the time the actor begins leaving the sniper's nest. Okay, there he goes. And he's proceeding along. Don't know if they assumed he knew where he was going to put the rifle. The Warren Commission, that is, assumed that Oswald was going to put the rifle in a specific spot, or he was just trying to find one. But this is their reenactment film. He's working his way over to the northwest corner of the building where the stairs are, the rear stairs are, from the southeast corner where the sniper's nest was. The time is ticking by. A lot of decision-making process here. Okay, there he goes. Stash it. Go down the stairs. Now look how he's going down the stairs now on the 6th floor. And a kabada bing, a bong, a boom. There he comes out on the 2nd floor. Boy, that was quick, wasn't it? Goes through the self-closing door. Cool as a cucumber. And into the lunchroom. And bam, there we go, 90 seconds. They didn't give him enough time on the stairs. He came down those stairs way too fast. So if that 90 seconds was going to work as they portrayed it, he needed more time on the stairs, which meant he would have had to have been hustling up on the 6th floor much quicker, to fit it into the minute and a half. Bottom line, that just didn't happen, in my opinion. It just didn't happen. And I think the more you look at that, any which way you look at it, it's just ludicrous. I don't care if they could theoretically get a guy to do it. That just didn't happen that way, period. Okay, this is Stan Dane. Have a good one and keep on rocking.